Defense made a motion for a mistrial. Prosecutor was up to some fuckery. Potentially damaging evidence, no basis for it. The judge specifically said, do not ask that question. Do not use that as evidence. She walked right down the path and asked the question. It may be over on Tuesday morning. Batman Bruce Wayne bitch snitch. Gerald Brooks, your constitution does not apply to me because I'm a sovereign citizen, a traveler on the land, I'm the Moorish Empire or whatever, bitch snitch. Because they're so fucking absurd. If you want to be a sovereign citizen, just do yourself a favor first. Go to YouTube here and just get every sovereign citizen that's ever been before. Find me one that won. God dang, you're right. Don't go down this. It's not the path. Don't have time for stupidity. Some clever dick on the internet didn't find the great loophole in all of the world's law. Bitch snitch. God dang, you're right. God dang, you're right. Traveler on the land. God dang, you're right. Moorish Empire. Traveler on the land. Bitch snitch. Moorish Empire. God dang, you're right. Traveler on the land. Bitch snitch. The late evening U.S. people.
In the dump of despair, where tortoises roam, she's lost in the garbage without a home. Lonely child by his side, in the filth they stay. Her misery deepens with each passing day. You are not a nice person, she screams in the night. A bitter echo in the moon's pale light. In this wasteland of sorrow, she's trapped in her pain, living her life in hell where the tortoises reign. Haunted by shadows in this garbage-filled land, she yearns for escape, but she can't understand. Trapped in her torment, she cries out in fear. In this dump of misery, she sheds a lone tear. Amongst piles of refuse, she searches for hope, but all she is an outhouse. Her shower is a hose on a rope. With each passing hour, her spirit grows weak in this wretched existence with only tortoises to speak. You are not a nice person, she screams in the night. A bitter echo in the moon's pale light. In this wasteland of sorrow, she's trapped in her pain, living her life in hell where the tortoises reign. Haunted by shadows in this garbage-filled land, she yearns for escape, but she can't understand.
Hey, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, however you're doing it, however many times you're doing it, etc., etc. I'm just glad you're doing it here with me, Legal Vices, on this little old channel I like to call Legal Vices. Real quickly, Monday. It's Monday today. There is no Maritime Monday today. Maritime Monday will be back next week, I promise. Today, we've got a lot to do, though. The reason why is there is a big case starting today. For those of you that don't know, it's the murder trial of Karen Reed. Is it murder or is it a police cover-up? I know I'm supposed to be a little bit neutral going into these things, but I am firmly convinced it is a police cover-up. But I am open to seeing if what the prosecution can prove with the evidence. I'm willing to change my mind, and we'll see. She's literally accused of murdering her cop boyfriend with a car in front of a house literally full of law enforcement officers. So we're gonna do this for about an hour, and then we're gonna switch over there. It's supposed to, the opening statements are supposed to start right about now, but there's nothing up on any of the court feeds. They're not even listed yet. So we may not be doing that, but if we do start late, we're gonna catch up. So what's gonna happen is we'll do this, and then we will go over to the Karen Reed murder trial opening statements. I'm not going to cover the whole trial, just the opening statements, and then do updates for reasons that I'll talk about later on there. I don't want to get this stream bogged down because we've got to get through 16 pages of a federal lawsuit filed by Jeremy B. Hales against the defendants Lynette, Michelle, Lacey, Alexis, Preston, and John Crook. There's 16 pages. There's about an hour to get through it. I'm going to have to go into full Judge DeThomas mode, and I've got to get through 15 pages in 1 hour. I've done 15 pages in 1 hour before. So he gets his 15 minutes, and he gets through 15 cases an hour. I've got, counting the signature page, 15 pages plus the signature page in about 50 minutes to do. I can do it. No problem. So, all right, let's do our real quick housekeeping stuff here. Everybody, we got 382 people here right now. Great to see so many of you here right from the very beginning. 153 likes, a little less than half. Haven't done your job. Get down there, smash that like button. Let's finish this month off solidly. Let's finish it off with a bang. And to do so, we've got JKD Buck kicking us off with a 13 months membership, Chad. I won't mourn the old mustache. Rather, I choose to anticipate the new mustache. It's slowly growing. We're getting there. And the hand from the burn is now it's in the dry, itchy phase, and it's bothering the crap out of me. Just keep it soaked in lotion most of the day. Adara the Wholesome, thank you so much for the $2 super chat, kicking us off with the first super chat of the day. First, yes, you are. First, the super chats. Also, hi, Jeff. Are you ready for this crap? I am ready for the federal lawsuit because this federal complaint, it gets into some details. And that's what the federal lawsuit is all about. It's an actual lawsuit. It's not just motions for restraining orders and protective orders and all this other stuff. This is a real lawsuit. This is going to have to rely on real evidence. So there's some specific allegations made here, and we want to go through those. Thank you, Adar Wholesome for kicking us off with the first super chat of the night. Hopefully not the last. And JKD Buck kicking us off with the first membership chat of the night. You guys rock. You guys are awesome. Thank you so very much. And while you're here, the 430 of you that are here and the 208 that are hitting the like button, 200 more. Take our like and subscribe poll. It's our daily little reminder to hit the like button and subscribe, weirdly enough. Today, if you could vote to rescue one party from this situation, if you could vote, use all of your powers to free and release one party from this situation, would it be the tortoises? Would it be the turtles? Would it be the people of Otter Creek? Or would it be me, the Lorax, Legal Vices? I can't call myself the Lorax when I don't have a Lorax mustache anymore. Okay, well, that's getting the all of the initial stuff out of the way, so let's just pound right into it. Right. Well, all of your questions, I think, will be answered during this case. And Lynn has also become the very first person today to gift a Legal Vices membership. Lynn has gifted one Legal Vices membership. And Renee Ward, you are the lucky person that got that gifted membership. Make sure you give a super special thanks to Lynn. And we will be having some sort of a members only stream this weekend because I'm going to be camping and I'll be up in the woods and I'll be liquored up and it'll be fun. So stay tuned for that. And all right, we're going to bring this up right now. We're going to bring it up. Where's the sharing the screen? Need to share ye oldie window here with the federal lawsuit filed in the United States District Court, Northern District of Florida. No case number here yet on this one because this is apparently an early version before it was assigned a case number. Right, people? We got some things to look at, but before we do, the very last thing to do is the $2 super chat from Tammy Fayette. Thank you so very much. Still hoping cannibalism shows up in this case. Oh Lord, cannibalism in the Hales and Preston and Cook case. Well, he's a cook, you know. Who knows? But thank you, Tammy Fayette. I doubt there's going to be cannibalism. I hope there's not cannibalism. Unlike you, I'm not a monster, Tammy. All right. Thank you so much. Oh, my Lord, people, we need to get down to business, but I love you all so very much. And you guys are super, super cool and super, super awesome with all of your support. I haven't even got to the non-super chatty chat stuff yet, but geez. Sonia and Chris just crushed it with 5 Legal Vices memberships. And that they went to Smopo Vienna, maker of this fine ceramic face hugger pipe of mine. Smopo Vienna got one. Matilda got one. Jill M's got one. Dana Loves Zumba got one. And Jennifer White got one. Cool. All right, cool beans. And thank you so much, Sonia or Chris, for that. That is darn cool and darn generous of you. Uh-oh. Hello from Memphis, Tennessee. Followed shortly by she pleads the 1/5. She pleads the 5th of something. All right, peeps. Does Korea have toothless hill jacks too? 이거 eintri로 흐르지 않습니다. Okay. This river doesn't flow to Aintree? That means something to somebody. Wait. No! Hey, you almost caught me there. You almost caught me there. Burt Reynolds. There you go. Who? I was like, Aintree, I've heard Aintree before. There you go. It's a deliverance. I know. So I said, you almost got me. I was like, Aintree, where? I was confused because it was like Korean-ish. It was in Conglish there with Korean and English. What? And I went, and then like, these river don't flow to Aintree. Anyway, all right, I'm with you. Whew, Burt Reynolds got it. Burt Lorax. Okay, enough of these shenanigans. We got 500 people here, 267 likes. Smash it up. Let's get those subscriptions going back up. We lost about 20 over the weekend because of YouTube, and we've got a bunch of likes. So here we go. Let's talk about this lawsuit here. This is a federal lawsuit, as we said. This is a United States District Court, Northern District of Florida, with case number up here. Actually, the case number is up here. Never mind. I lied a minute ago. Jeremy B. Hales, plaintiff, versus Lynette, Michelle, Lacey, Alexis, Preston, and John Cook. She should like at least try to lend one of her middle names to John. I mean, it's sad. Apparently, John doesn't have one. So, you know, be a nice lady. Oh, okay. There is a new update from Law and Crime that the Karen Reed trial will be starting in 1 hour. Cool, which is exactly when I plan on starting it. Oh. All right. The complaint. Plaintiff Jeremy B. Hales. That's our fearless leader of the Hales community down there. Plaintiff Jeremy B. Hales, hereinafter Hales, by and through undersigned counsel, sues Lynette, Michelle, Lacey, Alexis, Preston, hereinafter Preston. Phew, that's it's good. We're just going to call her Preston because that's a mouthful, so to speak. And John Cook, hereinafter Cook. And state summary of the case. This case is about the use of threats or extortion to compel Hales to behave in a certain manner and or to persuade Hales to provide Preston and Cook with benefits. Everybody wants a Preston with benefits. So basically what they're saying is that Preston and Cook are threatening or extorting, doing things to entice or force, not to entice, to force the Hales to give them something, to provide them some sort of benefit. The parties, Hales is a resident of Summit County, Ohio, who has built his career around his passions through social media, including without limitation, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and other platforms, with a current YouTube subscription fan base of over 700,000 people, of which 548 are here now. Get the other 99,500, whatever, lawyer math, across the world for his YouTube channel, What the Hales. People who subscribe with plaintiff social media platforms often pay monthly fees to Hales for premium access to Hales' social media platform, which is an open video diary of Hales' life. Hales' social media platforms are where people are educated, equipped, and encouraged with a dash of humor on the side. See, that's the problem with humor. Humor's funny to some people, and other people, it's not their kind of humor. So, there can be a lot of people that find something funny and a lot of people that don't find something funny. And that's when a lot of problems can start, is when you get the group that doesn't think it's funny mixing together with the group that does think it's funny. Hales has expended and continues to expend substantial time, money, and resources into acquiring subscribers, providing ongoing programs, and maintaining relationships and goodwill with them. Since October 2021, to date, Preston resides in Levy County, Florida, is a Florida resident, and has been a viewer of Hales' social media platform since at least 2020. So she's been around for 4 years at least. Well, 3.5 years at least. Since October 2021 to date, Cook resides on the same property as Preston, and as such is a Florida resident in Levy County, Florida, and who is also a viewer of Hales' social media platform since at least 2020. Jurisdiction and venue. This is where we're gonna learn a little bit about what is a federal court and why are they in federal court and not state court. So there's going to be a small amount of education in here. I apologize for that. Sardinism says, I'm a Hales follower. I'm not a Hales follower. I'm a Lorax follower. Well, thank you very much. I need minions too. We need minions. Aussie Overlord and their viewers just joined. It's a Aussie raid. Everybody, thank you so much, Aussie Overlord, for joining us and raiding our channel. All you Aussie Overlord viewers, make sure you smash that like button on your way in. We welcome you and the other 643 people here. Thank you very much for being here. We're looking at the federal lawsuit filed by Jeremy Hales against Lynette and John Cook. We're talking about jurisdiction right now. Don't remind me she lives in Florida. The state has enough problems. All right, the jurisdiction. This court has jurisdiction over this matter under 28 USC, lots and lots of statutes. Venue is proper in this court pursuant to, all right, very, very shortly, very, very briefly, state court, this is a ridiculously simplified jurisdiction and venue thing. When you get two people from different states, federal court. Diversity of jurisdiction, jurisdictional diversity. So if they're both in Florida, and there's also certain dollar amounts and things if you're claiming and whatnot, but very, very generally speaking, if you're in Florida, you file in the Florida state courts. If you have different jurisdictions, you file in the federal court, because you don't want one state or the other, having issues. So that is a very, very, very basic view of jurisdiction. Normally they'll spell things out here, but they kept it very short and very, very succinct. All right, defendant's misconduct. In December 2020, Hales purchased land for part-time operations of his social media platforms in Levy County, Florida. In 2020, Preston and Cook resided together at Northport, Sarasota County, Florida. Well, on or about May 18th, 2020, Preston started her own YouTube channel, something I have not ventured to look at yet. I probably should, if it still exists. On or about July 17th, 2021, so a little over a year after the commencement of the YouTube channel. Preston drove from Northport, Florida, to a vacant lot across the street from Hales' property in Levy County, Florida. Hereinafter, the vacant lot across the road. taking a fan picture by the entrance to Hales' property, where his drive-through sign was publicly known to be located. Posting this fan picture to her social media, Preston falsely stated she had bought the vacant lot across the road and that Hales was now her new neighbor. On the same July 2021 visit, Preston asked Hales if he could help remove a tree from the vacant lot across the road, which she didn't even own, in July 2021. This, if you recall, was when Jeremy was talking about her having him remove a tree, only to find out that she didn't actually own the land or the tree. So that was a problem. And Hales, not knowing that Preston was lying and believing her lies that she was the owner of the vacant lot across the road, which she did not even own in July 2021, personally used his tractor to move a tree from the vacant lot across the road, which she did not even own in July 2021. I'm getting the feeling that she didn't even own that vacant lot across the road in July 2021. Maybe a little repetitive there. On or about July 21, 2021, ooh, I like that, July 21, 2021, Preston and Cook listed their Northport, Florida house for sale. On or about October 8, 2021, Preston and Cook bought the same vacant lot across the street from Hales' property in Levy County, Florida, that she visited in July 2021. On or about October 27th, this is how recitations of fact go. But it is very, very good at establishing a timeline. So on or about October 27th, 2021, Preston and Cook sold their Northport, Florida house. Between December 2021 and February 2023, both Preston and Cook created multiple local Levy County Facebook pages asking for donations to Preston's 501c3. It's a shell thing, a purported tortoise rescue, not open to the public. Beachside. Why did the tractor cross the road? I don't know, but it shouldn't have. It's a good point. But again, the tractor didn't know it wasn't supposed to. Between December 2021 and February 2023, Preston made it clear to Hales that she was a fan of the Hales and would on occasion ask Hales for free merchandise, stating that she needed money to pay her bills. On or about February 12th, 2023, Hales relented to the constant requests from Preston and gave Preston 2 leap pads. Leap pads are oh, is that the freebie she was using during her deposition? Hey, that's cool. Leap pads are kid-friendly tablets that include preloaded content featuring core skills in mathematics, reading, and science, as well as music, puzzles, logic, and creativity to prepare kids for preschool and beyond. It's very, very generous to give her 2 of them. Noreen Courtesy. I was thinking about that. I was thinking about about adding the dogs to the poll, but I decided that perhaps I needed to be rescued too. So instead of rescuing the dogs, I gave you the option of rescuing me. I wonder which one you chose. On or about February 15th, 2023, Preston asked Hales if she could attend for free a paid meet and greet live event that Hales was having in Levy County, Florida, with many of his fans and supporters visiting on site from around the world. Hales said yes. On or about February 20th, 2023, Preston asked Hales if she could bring her own donation box to the paid meet and greet live event. Hales said no. On the one hand, it takes balls to say, oh, can I get in free to your little fan event? And then can I bring a donation to solicit money from your fans for my personal thing? That takes some pretty big balls to do. But on the other hand, if you don't ask, there's 0% chance you're going to get a yes. So, she literally had nothing to lose. MG Law says should have added the kid to the poll. I mean, that's just obvious. I mean, that wasn't even a question. That would easily have won. I thought about putting that there too, but then I figured that would just win everything. So because that's such an obvious one. So we went for non-obvious characters. the tortoises, the turtles, the people, and me. So I thought about it. I've thought about all the people to rescue. So Hales said, sorry, you can't bring a donation box to solicit money at my meet and greet event that I'm letting you into for free. Sounds reasonable. But hey, had to ask. Being denied further access to pecuniary advantages they would have, that means money or things like that, being denied further access to pecuniary advantages they would have if permitted to solicit donations from Hales' fan base, Preston and Crook maliciously began, this is the extortion and blackmail begins. That's this section. The extortion and blackmail begins. Preston and Crook maliciously began threatening to do injury to Hales' reputation, with intent thereby to extort a pecuniary advantage for themselves. Threats in order to try to get some monetary or financial advantage for themselves. Preston and Crook immediately began publishing defamatory statements about Hales on their various social media platforms. In May 2023, for example, Preston stated on her social media that she watched Jeremy Hales' videos till recently, and Jeremy Hales only thinks about the size of his junk. The legendary 2-inch pipe that she's obsessed. Anyway, no. Jeremy Hales only thinks about the size of his junk. Well, I guess we got to think about something, you know. On or about May 1, 2023, Hales went to Ohio with the intention to remain there until the fall of 2023. So that's my understanding, is that they spend 6 months in Ohio, 6 months in Florida. So he went to Ohio, coming back in fall 2023, only returning occasionally for town hall meetings, which occur monthly. So in May 2023, when Hales returned from Ohio for a town meeting, Crook, 1, pulled a gun on Hales as Hales was driving by on the public roadway to enter Hales' own property. 2, trespassed in his truck into Hales' property with a gun, and when Hales confronted him, requested him to leave. Crook told Hales that if he moves one step further, he will see something go bang. And 3, maliciously threatened to do injury to Hales' reputation with intent thereby to extort a pecuniary advantage, and accordingly publicly stated falsely on Facebook that Hales' fiance had oral with him, and he has the photographs to prove it. Now again, this is the lawsuit that was filed on March 4th. And this is what I'm saying. This is where the rubber meets the road. Once you file a lawsuit like this is where it starts to get into the proof. You start to have to put your money where your mouth is and start supporting these claims and these allegations. So this isn't just a bunch of people that are sitting there doing these protective order hearings where the judge essentially has to believe everything that the petitioner says until then they get the temporary order, and then they have the hearing to see whether this is the real deal. So everybody's, this didn't happen, that didn't happen, this might have happened, that might not have happened. Jeremy, now putting these down here, has the obligation to prove this, and LIEnette is hopefully in the middle of preparing her answer, because she's going to have to prepare and submit an answer to this lawsuit very, very soon, if not already. And Hales left Florida to go back to Ohio in May 2023. Preston wrote many double-sided road signs and placed them around the roads surrounding Hales' property in Levy County, Florida. These signs falsely stated really bad stuff. Jeremy Hales, my daughter. Jeremy Hales has to go. What the Hales? Jeremy Hales, Ohio. No, Ohio. In Levy County. Stop Jeremy Hales. Jeremy Hale needs to go. No child in Levy County. Crook posted, Jeremy, would you like me to post the picture of my in mouth? You can take the in George's mouth. You can take this one down. That's just nasty. That's gross. That's disgusting. Ugh. Ugh. And that just violates one of the rules of decent humanness. If you're a man and you got a beef with another man, leave his frickin' family out of it. That's just, the whole thing is despicable and disgusting, but leave people's families out of it. That's my rule. Anywho, all right, stop, Jeremy. No agreement in Levy County. Accordingly, on or about May 23rd, Hales hired an attorney who sent a cease and desist letter to Preston and Cook, which stated inter alia, Latin for among other things, your unlawful defamatory statement directed to Jeremy Hales on social media platforms constitutes liable under Florida law. Cease and desist publishing all defamatory statements. It has come to our attention that you posted defamatory statements regarding Jeremy Hales on various web pages, including but not limited to Otter Creek Friends and Neighbors, Otter Creek Politics, The Heart of Otter Creek, It's a Shell Thing Inc., as well as other social media platforms. We demand that you immediately A, cease and desist your unlawful defamation of Mr. Jeremy Hales, Martha, George, Wen, What the Hales, and all the other variations, including all misspellings and euphemisms, such as the YouTubers, neighbors, etc. Immediately remove and delete all postings relating to Mr. Hales and his interests, and see that you provide us with written assurance within 10 days that you will cease and desist from further libel directed to our clients. Okay, so they submitted the cease and desist. Strawberry, no, stop it, Strawberry, go. You know you're not supposed to be doing that. Sorry, had to grump at the dog for chewing on things that don't need to be chewed on. Here, chew on the ball. There you go. Good buddy. Sorry, I'm back. Judge needs to cook big time, roast him on Lynette's pole, and serve with a side order of turtle soup. Yikes. On or about May 28th, Preston posted on her social media that 1, I'm going to stand tall and not let Jeremy Hales hurt me ever again. 2, she will put a cap in the ass of anyone who messes with her. 3, I'm done with it. You met your match, Mr. Hales. In July 2023, Preston posted on her social media that John posted the signs, not me. So, yeah, there you go. Self-snitching is always a bad thing to do. Well, despite knowing the falsity of their statements, Preston and Cook used their defamatory statements to persuade Hales customers to stop supporting Hales. Hales reported all of the events above while in Ohio, and in September 2023, an Ohio court issued a 2-year renewable restraining order injunction against Preston and Cook for stalking Hales and his fiancée. And KT says, I think a lot of what Jeremy said is defamatory. Well, then Lynette can go file her own lawsuit. She can file a defamation lawsuit if she thinks it is. That's the problem. Is there's a lot of this. Isn't just 2 people there. There's a whole different thing when you're involved in public and limited reason public people. Forget the exact term right off the top of my head. They're like a limited purpose public personality. It's a little bit different. But we've got the lawsuit here, and that's the important thing. As I said, this is the lawsuit. This is the put up or shut up moment. Everybody's entitled to it. Hales reported all the above to Ohio together the restraining order. Okay, 33. To date, this has not stopped Preston and Cook from continuing their illegal acts against Hales. Rather than cease, Preston has demanded that Hales provide her with a list of names and contact information of all his donors. As a direct result of defendant's misconduct, Hales has incurred damages. Injury to Hales' goodwill and reputation. In addition, Hales suffered injury and harm to his reputation, and he has incurred costs associated with his extensive efforts to mitigate against such injury and harm. So now we're going to go into the section titled Defendant's Pattern of Criminal Conduct. But we're doing that. Donald Roberts is identified as a turtle, and Lynette is abusing my turtle relatives. Okay, well, set them free. That's one of our choices. Your questions sometimes, Daily Quick Bites. Could Lynette's voice be sampled from existing video and pasted into modified HAL 9000 dialogue? I'm sorry, Daily Quick Bites. I'm afraid I can't do that. That's just me. I don't know if anybody else can. Preston and Cook's acts violated Florida's extortion statute, which makes it a felony to maliciously threaten to accuse another of a crime or offense with the intent to extort money or pecuniary advantage. See Florida Statute 83605. Preston's and Cook's acts constitute predicate acts under Florida's RICO statute. They're pulling out RICO. RICO is pretty cool. That's what they're trying young thug with. That's what they got the New York mob with. That's what Giuliani got them with back in the day. That's the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act. That's a pretty powerful weapon out there. That's sort of the nuclear bomb of organized issues. But anyway, that's just that's neither here nor there. That was just a little aside from me. So they constitute predicate acts under Florida's RICO statute and are evidence of Preston and Cook's pattern of continuing criminal activity. Preston and Cook's acts violated Florida Statute 83605 by maliciously threatening to injure Hales with the intent to extort money or gain any pecuniary advantage whatsoever, and or to do any act or refrain from doing any act against his will. So threatening in order to get him to do or not do something. Preston's and Cook's acts constituted at least two distinct criminal acts in violation of Florida Statute 83605. Florida Statute 83605 prohibits utterances or communications which constitute malicious threats to do injury to another person, reputation, or property. That's Caricart v. State from 1980. As relevant here, Florida law makes it unlawful for any person through a pattern of criminal activity to acquire or maintain directly or indirectly any interest in or control of any enterprise or real property, or for a person employed by or associated with any enterprise to conduct or participate directly or indirectly in such enterprise through a pattern of criminal activity. Now we're getting into the counts. These are the actual counts we've got the background stuff out of the way. That was for the background. Now we're getting into the actual counts, the actual allegations against Preston and Cook. Hales incorporates paragraphs 1 through 40 as if fully set forth below. So basically saying everything, just pretend everything we've just said is now repeated here and part of this defamation section. This is an action for damages against Preston that exceeds $75,000 for defamation per se. And that will also, that amount, if I recall correctly, will get you into federal court. So whether there's a diversity of jurisdiction or dollar amounts, then that can also get you into federal court. So Preston orally and in writing published false statements about Hales to third parties. The false statements were calculated to defame or diminish the reputation of Hales in his immediate community and within his capacity. And Buddha Berries, you are absolutely correct. No one needs to tell anyone to leave chat. No one needs to tell anyone to shut up. We're talking about the lawsuit here. If you want to argue whatever happened between them, don't do it here in my chat. Just everybody relax. Now, if you want to be abusive to each other, do it somewhere else. But here, we're reading through this lawsuit. Whether you like the lawsuit or not, it's a lawsuit that has been filed. It's filed with the courts, and it is now going to be heard one way or another by the courts, and it's going to be resolved one way or the other. And we're looking at this foundation right here, right now. These are the statements that are being made. None of you in chat are affecting this lawsuit one way or the other. And you're just, everybody get along. You guys are awesome. Stop. If you don't like Hales, why are you hate chatting here? If you like Hales, fine. If you want to get in arguments, why? I don't get it. I just don't get it. Anywho, everybody's welcome here. Everybody's welcome to their opinions. Just why be nasty and abusive to each other? Just don't do that here, please. All right, moving right along. With the lawsuit, the only thing that matters, and again, as I've said, I don't care. I honest to God don't care. KY, we just said stop that. Hales Chad's like, we just said stop that. Come on, guys, seriously. Stop with the insults, because then I get upset. And that's not what we're here for. Stop. Both. There shouldn't be sides in this. If you hate Jeremy and George and you think they're evil human beings, you should be focusing on this. You should be paying attention to this and listening carefully and see where you disagree. If you like him and think he's awesome, then you should be cheering him on from this. Both sides should be paying attention to this, because this is the foundation of what happens next in federal court. That's what I'm saying. We're not doing any of this because I don't care about their personal interactions. I don't care about that stuff. I don't follow that stuff. It's not my area. I follow the court stuff. That's what I'm following. Bad Duck says, yeah, I found it easier to just ban the trolls and save the happy community. Who are the trolls in this case? You know, there doesn't need to be trolls. Just everybody needs to be an adult and stop insulting each other and just stop being an R word. All right. The false statements were calculated to defame or diminish the reputation of Hales in his immediate community and within his capacity. The false statements were made with knowledge of or their falsity. All right. Sorry, gotta focus again. You guys have broken my stride, and I hate that. I really, really do. The false statements were calculated to defame or diminish the reputation of Hales in his immediate community and within his capacity. The false statements were made with knowledge of their falsity or with reckless disregard for their veracity, their truth. The false statements impute to the plaintiff behavior or characteristics that are incompatible with the proper conduct of his business, profession, and office. The false statements also impute to the plaintiff the commission of a crime. So they're accusing him of committing a crime. They're accusing him of behavior that doesn't mesh with his professional business. The false statement to also impute the commission of a crime. Okay, as a result of the defamatory publications, Hales has suffered general damages. Wherefore it is prayed that this honorable court enter judgment for damages, costs, prejudgment interest, and for any other relief as might be appropriate. Those are the assertions against Lynette specifically. Now, I'm assuming that I actually haven't read all of this, if I must confess. We're sort of reading this together, which is why distractions are even more distracting. I'm assuming this is going to be fairly similar, but with a few other different specific facts that are alleged. And let's see here. Sneaks says, I love the way your beard looks now. It looks smoking hot. Well, it's lawsuit. Lawsuit. All righty. Wherefore, let's look at the defamation of Cook. This is count 2. Defamation on the part of John Cook, as alleged by Jeremy Hales in this federal lawsuit. Hales incorporates paragraphs 1 through 40 as if fully set forth below. That was exactly what we said. Now, everything in the first 40 paragraphs, pretend we repeated it here, and it applies to this as well. This is an action for damages against Cook that exceeds $75,000 for defamation per se. Federal court. Cook orally and in writing published false statements about Hales to third parties. So far, it's the same as, again, like I would assume most of this is going to be the same with just a few little details different. Cook orally and in writing published the false statements of Hales to third parties. The false statements were calculated to defame or diminish the reputation of Hales in his immediate community and within his capacity. The false statements were made with knowledge of their falsity or with disregard as to their veracity. This statement, well, I guess it's the same. This false statement impute to the plaintiff's behavior or characteristics that are incompatible with my pronunciation, are incompatible with proper conduct of his business, profession, and office. The false statements also impute to plaintiff the commission of a crime. As a result of the defamatory publications, Hales has suffered general damages. Wherefore, it is prayed that this honorable court enter judgment for damages, costs, prejudgment interest, and for any other relief as might be appropriate. Now we've got count 3. This is an interesting one. Because, you may be saying, well, why are you talking about all of the criminal stuff up there when this is a civil case? Well, it's because of this little interesting section here. Yes, Yoda's doing his 5-minute struggle. He's doing his 5-minute struggle. And these are civil remedies for Criminal Practices Act. Hales incorporates paragraph 1 through 40. This is against Preston, as if fully set forth below. This is an action for damages against Preston that exceeds $75,000. In 2 distinct instances, separate in time, Preston extorted Hales and within the meaning of Florida Statute 836.05. Preston's acts constituted a violation of Florida Statute 836.05, which prohibits any person from using written communication to maliciously threaten injury to the property of another with the intent to extort money or any pecuniary advantage whatsoever, or with intent to compel the person so threatened or any other person to do any act or refrain from doing any act against his or her will. Again, you using threats or extortion to get them to give you some sort of benefit or to make them do something or to make them not do something. They're saying that's a crime. And Preston's conduct, among other acts, constituted a pattern of criminal activity in violation of Florida Statute 772.1034 by constituting an endeavor to violate any of the provisions of the statute, namely Florida Statute 772.1033, which prohibits any person from participating in an extortion enterprise through a pattern of criminal activity. This ongoing pattern of criminal conduct constitutes a continuing threat of illegal conduct persisting into the future. Wherefore, Hales respectfully requests that the court enter judgment in its favor and award the following relief: actual damages in an amount to be established at trial, statutory damages, attorney's fees and costs incurred in the prosecution of this action, and such other and further relief as the court may deem appropriate in the circumstances. So what's being said here is she has done criminal acts which have caused financial harms. So using this Civil Remedies for Criminal Practices Act, they're saying the Hales are seeking, Jeremy Hales is seeking compensation for criminal acts that were committed by LIEnette and now here John Crook. Again, I pretty much expected to be the same thing we just read. The initial lawsuits, the first filings are always this way. They rarely are these blockbuster things. By and large, this is a fairly normal case. It just involves some very colorful people. And before we get into the John Crook part of this, let's look at what Jill Ems has said. Jill Ems, today in Australia is World Dance Day. 29/4/24. Here you go. 29 April 2024 is apparently World Dance Day in Australia. Well, it should be Dance Day all over the world if it's World Dance Day. I just have it wasn't World Dance Day in my office today. So did they go to jail over the gun brandishing? Nope. They did not. Let's see. All right, here we're in the John Crook side of things. Count 4. This is the Civil Remedies for Criminal Practices Act against John Crook. Hales incorporates paragraphs 1 through 40 as a fully set forth below. This is an action for damages against Crook that exceeds $75,000 in 2 distinct instances. Yep, the same thing he's accusing Lynette, very, very long name, Preston, of doing. John Crook's name is much, much shorter. In 2 distinct instances, separate in time, Crook extorted Hales and within the meaning of Florida Statute 836.05. Crook's acts constituted a violation of Florida Statute 836.05, which prohibits any person from using a written communication to maliciously threaten injury to the property of another with intent to extort money or any pecuniary advantage whatsoever, or with the intent to compel the person so threatened or any other person to do any act or refrain from doing any act against his or her will. Cook's conduct, among other acts, constituted a pattern of criminal activity in violation of Florida Statute 772-1034 by constituting an endeavor to violate any of the provisions of the statute, namely 772-1033, which prohibits any person from participating in an extortion enterprise through a pattern of criminal activity. This ongoing pattern of criminal conduct constitutes a continuing threat of illegal conduct persisting into the future. Wherefore, Hales respectfully requests that this court enter judgment in its favor and award the following relief: actual damages in the amount to be established at trial, statutory damages, attorney's fees and costs incurred in the prosecution of this action, and such other and further relief as the court may deem appropriate in the circumstances. Count 5. This, I believe, is the last two charges against Preston and Hales. Should be brief, because this is a pretty straightforward claim. Count 5, tortious interference. What's a tort? A tort essentially is an illegal act committed through negligence. So like negligent interference with advantageous business relationships. So an illegal interference, an improper and illegal interference with advantageous business relationships. Hales incorporates 1 through 40 as a fully set forth above. This is an action for damages against Preston that exceeds $75,000. Hales maintains valid and enforceable contracts and business relationships with customers. True statement, I guess. Preston is knowledgeable of the contractual and business relationships between Hales and his customers. He has contracts and she knows about them. Despite knowledge of the customer's contractual and business relationship with Hales, Preston intentionally and without valid justification interferes with such relationship. So he knows about the contracts. He has the contract. She knows about the contract. She interferes with the contract. And the next thing you have to prove is that there was damages, which is what is coming up in the next sentence. Hales is damaged by Preston's unlawful conduct by losing revenue streams that otherwise would remain with Hales absent Preston's interference with Hales' valid contractual relationships. So that's why you have to prove something exists. They knew or should have known about it. They did something wrong and it caused you damages. Those are literally the 4 paragraphs and what they've alleged right there. They just ticking off the boxes, and all the extra details will come later as things continue to move forward. Wherefore, Hales respectfully requested the court enter judgment in his favor and against Preston and award the following relief: compensatory damages in an amount to be established at trial, attorney's fees and costs incurred in the prosecution of this action, and such other and further relief as the court may deem appropriate in the circumstances. And finally, tortious interference with advantageous business relationships on the part of John Cook. Paragraph 72, Daily Cook Bite says, paragraph 72, actual knowledge, is knowledgeable of the contractual business relationships. I would assume that she does. I would assume she knows of some of them, and especially around town, I would guess. That's what they're saying. She knew about him. She's saying she had actual knowledge. And that's one thing that's going to have to be proven, that she had actual knowledge. And the same goes for John Cook, as we're about to find out here. Alabama Rose, hit the $sign at the bottom if it's on. Hales incorporates paragraphs 1 through 40 as a fully set forth below. This is an action for damages against Cook that exceeds $75,000. Hales maintains valid and enforceable contracts and business relationships with his customers. Cook is knowledgeable of the contracts and business relationship between Hales and his customers, and despite that knowledge of the customer's contractual and business relationships with Hales, Cook intentionally and without valid justification interferes with such relationship. The same elements there. Contracts existed. He knew or should have known they existed. And here they're saying he did know about them. Actions happened, and those actions were illegal and damaged the business relationships. So Hales is damaged by Cook's unlawful conduct by losing revenue streams and otherwise would remain with Hales absent Cook's interference with Hales' valid contractual relationships. Wherefore, Hales respectfully requests that the court enter judgment in favor against Cook and award the following relief: compensatory damages in the amount to be established at trial, attorney's fees and costs incurred in the prosecution of this action, and such other and further relief as the court may deem appropriate in the circumstances. Demand for a jury trial. Jeremy Hales does not want this to be a judge-only trial. He wants a trial by jury. Hales demands a trial by jury on all issues so triable. Respectfully submitted by the Shockett Law Group, attorney for Jeremy B. Hales. There's his address. Certificate of service, certified on March 4th, 2023. I electronically filed the foregoing document with the clerk of court. And that, ladies and gentlemen, do you want to save changes? I didn't make any changes, so no. That is the federal complaint that was filed by Jeremy Hales against Lynette, long name Preston, and John Cook. And I have a window to refresh over here. Hang tight, people. All right. It is time now for us to wrap this. I said it was a short show. We do have a super chat here. A couple super chats here just coming in. DCV Titan, good luck proving they know anything. They may have known something without knowing they knew something. They may not have appreciated they knew it. Alabama Rose, member for 19 months, one of the OGs. Thanks for being here. Subscribe to our Lorax. All hail, all hail. Lorax, he's the best, most fun, fair guy on the planet. I don't know about that, but, I have my beliefs and I stick to them. Smash the thumbs up and the sub and the notifications. I'm going to continue to follow this, whether you good chat. I'm going to continue to follow this, whether you like Hales or not. I don't give a shit, really. I'm doing this because the legal arguments in this, the federal lawsuit now, as well as this damn protection order that should have taken 15 minutes, it's now taken many, many months and at least 5 hearings. I'm fascinated in that, and I will continue to follow it. I'm not going to get bogged down in the relationship between the two people because that's between them. I'm interested in the court stuff, and that's where my interest stays. And I hope that's where your interest stays too, as long as you're on my channel. I don't care what you say in other people's chats. I just hope you'll talk about the topical things here. But do as you will, because I'm not your mommy. I'm just the dude with the ultimate band hammer, which I hate using, and I never want to use it. And Alabama Rose, $10 super sticker, which is, what is that? Oh, it's is that a duck, or it's a yellow thing with lots of thug life glasses descending upon his head, or her head, or its head. All right, this was a short stream today. It was just, we're kind of wrapping this up because right now the Karen Reed trial is starting. Karen Reed, accused of murdering her Boston cop boyfriend in front of a house literally full of law enforcement officers with her vehicle. And it's a shady trial, one of the fishiest trials I've ever seen. We're going to go on over there right now. You should get sent over there automatically. We're going to feed you right into my stream, and I'll be there in like 2 minutes. And so those of you that are the Hales people, and those of you that are my people, go on over there and watch this. These opening statements should be incredibly interesting. So stick with me. You should get sent over there automatically. If you're not, there's gonna be a little box up there that says something's happening over on Legal Vices. Click on it and find out. And if that doesn't work, just search me out again and get over there, because we're going to cover the opening statements, and they should be very, very interesting. So guys, thank you so much for joining me here for this short time here. Thank you. It's a 1-hour stream here, and we're going to do a lot longer over on the other one. Thank you for hitting that like and subscribe button. Let's see how our poll ended up. Who would you rescue? Who's the one party you would rescue from this situation? 9% of you said you'd rescue the turtles. 16% of you said you'd rescue the tortoises. 42% of you said you would rescue the people of Otter Creek, and only 1/3 of you, 33%, said you'd rescue me. 2/3 of you are going to leave me there. I thought you were my friends. All right, people. With that, let's do it. We're going to go on over there to me. Mods, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for doing your moddy best. Chat, even though you disagree with each other, I challenge you to be better than that. Be better. Be good to each other. Love each other. Have spirited debates. Don't call each other names and get all icky, and just have fun with it. Enjoy it. I'm enjoying it, and I want you to as well. Thank you so much for your generosity, your membership chats, your gifted memberships, your super chats, and all that stuff. Thank you for just having the conversation here with us. Let's go see what's happening over on my channel. We'll talk to you in about 2 minutes. Let people know I'm going to be there in 2 minutes. Bye, folks. We'll see you on the flip side. That's the wrong button, isn't it? This is the right one.